everybody. I am on probably like a couple of seconds early. Better early than late. And this was a planned live stream. I actually threw out a notification this time, so you're welcome. I'm not so random today. I wanted to do this live stream and I wanted it to be separate from my evening live stream that I did yesterday because there was a couple of interesting points that popped up. Now, again, I have to always reinforce this for the passionately ignorant people. First of all, good morning. I see you. First of all, I do not believe that person wise, Sean Diddy Combs is an awesome person. I think he's a very wicked person. I think that he aligned himself with some very wicked people and he became the company that he kept. Okay? So when I speak on Diddy, and I think some people they're running on Twitter brain, right? So they can only comprehend about 140 characters or very minimum words. So these conversations may not be for you because if you're just coming in with judgments, reading a title, and assuming you know what the discussion is, this is not the place for you. But with that being said, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. If you are missing this, it's all good. You can catch it on my live streams tab, no problem. So yesterday, I was catching my news feeds, and I'm subscribed to this channel called The Quartering. I think the guy who facilitates this channel name is Jeremy. I like Jeremy's takes. He's definitely more on the conservative side, but he definitely has more of an independent swing too. He can be very objective. And I do like people of all colors, of all races, that can look at things objectively and make a decent assessment that's not on a bandwagon of ignorance. So I dig Jeremy because I think that he kind of covers a broad spectrum of things, and I like his thorough takes. So Jeremy posted about 16, probably about a day ago now, because I don't want to refresh this page, but Jeremy posted, and the title of his um, blog is Diddy Bombshell Connection with Homeland Security. Evidence he was a burned asset. Now, I said that, everything about this Diddy takedown, it looked exactly that. It's giving takedown. It's giving coordinated takedown, right? Whether it's justified or not, it's giving rapid, instant, coordinated takedown, right? And I'm pretty sure they were kind of building their case against him to take him down for a grip, right? But it wasn't until, again, he started hitting the wrong buttons that they pulled the green light to take his ass down. But what's interesting, and I'm going to let you, TMZ is going to be reporting some, and they have been reporting about Diddy's attorney and some of the things that they're coming out with. And so I think I might have to get through a commercial. So let's get through the commercial. And then we're going to digest some of the things that Jeremy is saying in this video, because I think there's some notable points to make. All right. And this is just fair usage.
A term that I actually learned about from Burn Notice, one of the best.
Okay, let me go back here. And I did used to watch that show, Burn Notice, too.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by this one.
And shout out to The Quartering, you guys. Subscribe to the channel.
The rapper, formerly known as Diddy, may have been a federal asset, a burned asset. A term that I actually learned about from Burn Notice, one of the best shows that were ever on the air.
I watched that show,
I don't know
too.
If a lot of people watch it, but I always like Burn Notice. I don't know this, but now it's getting pretty interesting as some wild new claims have been made that the federal government itself was the one that leaked that security footage that showed him being a horrible human. I don't really care who leaked it.
Okay, I care who leaked it. I care who leaked it. And the reason why I care who leaked it is because, number one, I've said this before, that Cassie video has been around for years. That Cassie video was around for years. All right? So I do care who leaked it. It absolutely matters who leaked it.
It still happened, and it doesn't make him any better
Not at
whatsoever. In
all.
fact, it
Absolutely. And he's absolutely right. It doesn't matter who, he's like, maybe he's divorcing himself, like who cares, it got leaked. It got leaked and we see that horrible thing he did. I'm not divorcing that at all. Not divorcing that. He's a horrible person for what we saw on that tape. He's a horrible man for how he handled that very fragile woman.
makes him worse in just about every conceivable way.
Yes, it does. It makes him horrible. But let's just get to the point, Jeremy. And you got some ads in here. And my channel is not monetized. I'm eligible to be monetized, but I don't like to monetize my thoughts. I don't like to be beholden to advertisers or passionately ignorant people. So I'd rather not make money off of my own thoughts. So this is not a monetized channel. And at this point, I don't intend to monetize it because I don't trust YouTube.
I mean, he's literally saying the feds burned him. That's
So I want to go to this article, and it says Diddy's legal team accuses federal government of orchestrating leak of Cassie assault video. All right. And in this article, it says Sean Diddy Combs' legal team is making some big claims about the federal government. In newly filed court documents, representative for the 54-year-old musician said that the Department of Homeland Security orchestrated the leak of the security footage that appeared to show Diddy assaulting his ex Cassie in a hotel hallway. The documents were obtained by TMZ. In them, Diddy's team is after an evidentiary hearing so that a judge can determine what happened and correct something about the order. So Diddy's attorney is on the mic saying that, the government leaked that video, right? That's what he's saying. Diddy's attorney is on the mic saying that the government leaked this video, right? And again, to me, this is all co-signing what I have thought, and that is that Diddy was an op. He was serving as an op. He just got too beside himself, right? He got too big. His head got too big in that machine. He started suing a bunch of big wig folks. Y'all be talking about I'm unbelievable, but it's unbelievable how quickly when you sue some of these people, they start taking your ass down. So he wins a lawsuit, right? And already Cassie got this thing looming. I really do believe that Cassie was really, again, that video was leaked to desensitize the public so that when they started just piling on any and everything, all these accusations against Diddy, we done saw him at his absolute worst. So we're just going to believe any and everything that they put out about this dude at this point, right? Because we just saw him just handling, damn near mangling a human being, right? But even in that horrible, wicked moment, right? I think there's still some layers that, just are just obvious in the air that this is a coordinated takedown of this man.
It's literally what he's saying. His legal team came into making some big claims about the federal government.
Okay, I want to go past this other article that he's talking about.
Whether or not the federal assets claim, whether or not he was a federal asset. But
and so this article is saying
the fact that he's making the claim does not surprise me.
Another article is saying that, again, the video was leaked by the federal government to basically tarnish his reputation. And I don't think it was reputational damage, no doubt. But I also think that it was to desensitize the public about any and every other thing that would come out about him. We just believe it. We just believe it because we saw this horrible video. And I think that may have been the purpose of that leak, is we're going to damage your reputation.
Not one bit.
But we're also going to desensitize the public. So when we start piling on everything on your ass, they ain't even gonna care to even second guess if any of it is true because they saw what a monster you are.
Usher involved in this, Justin Bieber, just about all of Hollywood. Piers Morgan reporting on it, Jay-Z getting caught up in it. I mean, all this stuff.
And shout out to Jeremy from the quartering.
This is potentially one of the big government leaks, which have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pretrial.
Okay, so in a letter supporting their motion for evidentiary hearing filed in U.S. court for the Southern District of New York and reviewed by USA Today Wednesday, Combs' lawyers asked the judge for 4 forms of relief related to what the defense believed was a series of unlawful governmental leaks, which have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pretrial publicity that can only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial. So they're saying that these organized, his defense is arguing that these orchestrated government leaks have damaged his reputation, the reputation of his client, which I think he was doing a good job of that by himself without all of this. We just didn't know about it because the same government that is taking him down was protecting him. And this is my whole issue with this whole Diddy thing. The dude is a monster. He's evil as hell, no doubt. But he was a protected asset. And so I agree with Jeremy. This is a burn notice. Diddy got a burn notice and they are burning his ass. He's being blacklisted and he's being publicly shamed in the process. And this is really to let this black man know, don't you ever get too beside yourself in this system that is not ran and faced by your kind, right? We'll give you your tokens and your penny and your little levels of power because we're leveraging you. We need black faces in this machine for a reason, right? Because it's a big influence machine, right? So Diddy had a purpose. He served a purpose, right? But they don't like folks to get too beside themselves in their little supremacist machine. And when you do, they'll just organize their little fat buddies to take you out of the game. And this is what I ultimately see with Diddy. You know, does he deserve all this crap that he's getting? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? But is all of this organized stuff that we're seeing, this takedown, is it just really something that the government is just so passionate about getting people like this off the street? No, not at all. They were too busy protecting this guy. They were protecting this guy. As long as he was playing ball, he was protected, right? I think with all this Diddy stuff, people keep talking about Jay-Z, Jay-Z, Jay-Z. Jay-Z is not out there raging against the machine like Diddy was. Right? Jay-Z and Beyonce out here playing ball. They know how to stay safe. Right? Diddy was out there beside himself. And here we go. So his lawyers, say that that there should be a hearing to investigate alleged governmental misconduct and for government agencies, including Homeland Security investigations, which led the raids on Diddy's home in March, that are involved in the case to reveal communications and records related to the alleged leaks, quote, leaks, to the media outlets. Further, they asked the judge to issue an order prohibiting federal employees from disclosing evidence to the news media, as well as the suppression of any evidence leaked by the government employees. So, first of all, we've known that the government leaks a lot of stuff, right? They are the master leakers. I don't think anybody's leaking like the government, right? Because y'all got catalogs. You guys have, after the Patriot Act, you have nothing but collateral on all Americans. Keep it real. Let's be real. They've evolved the Patriot Act so much. Like, we are a surveillance country. There's nothing that we are doing at any moment of our lives that is not being surveilled to some degree. And just this word 100. So when they start talking about some, oh, there's a leak, man, that came from the government. The government put out some collateral that they wanted to suppress from the public, and they're putting it out because obviously maybe they are taking somebody down. Like, that's what it is. Like, I really do feel like Diddy can be bad and it can be used as distraction. Both can be true, not mutually exclusive. People, let's see. People are naive thinking there are good guys versus bad guys in the industry. I personally think the industry is comprised mostly of bad guys. Yeah. So, what do you like to eat? I love Middle Eastern food. Give me some grilled chicken and tabbouleh, and I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. Um, Not mostly all of it. Okay, but this is interesting because I think a lot of people realize that the federal government sets people up, right? This stuff coming out, allegations that the government, Homeland Security, is involved in taking Diddy down. Not surprising. This is not surprising to me. It's not surprising to me at all.
Trial publicity.
So his lawyers are arguing that the stuff that they've come out with him about, the stuff that they've been revealing about him, he wouldn't have never had a shot to have a fair trial because, in the court of public opinion, he's already been found guilty.
Continue. His lawyers, Mark.
Let's see. He said, let's see. Believes a serious okay, here he goes. There should be a hearing to investigate the Homeland Security. Further, they asked the judge to issue an order prohibiting federal employees from disclosing. Okay, that was the whole article. And it's crazy that you got to get a court order to stop these federal agencies from leaking information to the public that they shouldn't be leaking, right? That's crazy. I haven't followed Kevin Hart stuff. I don't really like when I say I don't follow this Diddy stuff. I'm not going like there's a lot of people coming out of left field, right field about Diddy. I think that little Rod dude, right? He's there. All these people coming out of the woodworks, and this is what I'm talking about. It's an organized takedown because it seems like when they need you to be protected, ain't nobody able to say nothing about you. Again, when Wendy Williams was coming out about those freak off parties and all that weird shit that Diddy was doing back in the day, the only thing we heard about was Wendy got her ass beat for calling Diddy gay. We didn't hear nothing else about them parties at all. The media refused to allow it to be elaborated on. The only elaboration that we got was that Wendy got her ass whooped because she said Diddy was gay. That's exactly the only thing that we got from that. You know what I mean? So it tells you this brother was protected. He was protected and he screwed over the wrong people. And they organized a takedown, and apparently his attorneys are alleging that they used federal agencies to do this. So you said Diddy got it on with Ja Rule. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I feel like Diddy was a twofold asset in many degrees. I think that they used him to emasculate black men, weave in some of these little alternative lifestyles to masculine black men, right? And dangling carrots and millions of dollars. Like, let me get in that ass. Let me lather up your ass, wax your ass, right? And I'll give you a $20 million deal. So Diddy was a devil in himself because he was out there emasculating young and even older black men. Like, it's kind of weird when I hear some of these dudes talk about these are just kind of perception wise, they are masculine dudes. They seem very affirmed in their masculinity. And to hear, some of these dudes say, yeah, I mean, dude just kind of kept coming at me, coming on to me. It's like this dude literally was on a mission to emasculate other black men. He was threatened by the masculinity of other black men, it seems. So I feel like they used Diddy to buck break some of these scarcity minded artists who just really wanted to be famous. And that's what Diddy was leveraged for, to degrade these people, get them to these satanic levels in this industry, and a lot of these people ended up just self-destroying. Why do you guys think that all these celebrities are like, they give misery, right? Like, I've never heard people talk about I'm struggling with mental health as much as these damn celebrities. Like, and there's a reason why some of these people are struggling with mental health issues, because they subjected themselves, allowed themselves to be subjected to some very awful things. And once you start seeing all these satanic, ritualistic things, it's going to mess with your mind forever. You playing with the devil. You are playing with the devil. You open, it's like the vampires, right? The devil, the demons, they're just like vampires. They can't come in unless you let them. And a lot of these people let those forces, that wickedness in. And this goes even for Cassie. This goes for Cassie too. This goes for a lot of those groupies who knew what it was. A lot of these people who were crying victim, they knew what it was. It's just like old Jeffrey, right? They knew, anybody who was anybody knew what it was when you went to a Jeffrey party. This is the same way with Diddy, because to me, they are two of the same type of ops. You just got one for Wall Street and one for the music industry. That's what Diddy and Jeffrey was. So, and when your ops, when your agents go rogue, you got to put them down. You got to put them down. All right. Diddy went rogue. He was a rogue op. And so they taking the brother down. They taking the brother down. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Shout out to Jeremy from the
Would
Quartering.
have sold the tape to a tabloid for profit rather than handing it to a news organization.
So he said, by far the most likely source of the leak to CNN, is the government. Combs' lawyers claimed in their Wednesday filing. They, let's see. They said that they claimed that the footage which leaked to a third party, and the third party would be responsible for profiting from the leaked footage by selling it to organizations like CNN. The government knew what it had: a frankly deplorable video recording of Sean Combs in a towel hitting, kicking, and dragging a woman in full view of a camera in the hallway of the hotel, the filing reads. They raised the possibility that victim one, presumably Cassie, shared the video, but says she is not likely a source of the leak, right? There is no evidence that either she or her lawyers had possession of the tape. If she did have access to the hotel surveillance footage, the allegations in her November lawsuit accusing Combs of rape, abuse, and sex trafficking would have been entirely different and far more specific than they were. All right, this is Diddy's lawyers talking.
I mean,
so, they're saying that this was an organized takedown of Diddy. They're saying that they're not saying that Cassie and her lawyers leaked this video, or if they had the video. But again, this video has been out for years. That incident is like years old, right? So Combs and Cassie settled her lawsuit a day later. So Diddy settled his lawsuit. That was the quickest settlement too. Like the lawsuit literally got settled right after that video got leaked. But it is notable that the litigation between Diddy and Cassie was going on before then. Like she was suing him before then. Um and so they are accusing not the US Attorney's Office, they are accusing the Department of Homeland Security for leaking this video. So this is interesting. Because again, I like I said, I feel like Diddy is a monster, but it's undeniable that he was a protected monster up until the point where he started not playing ball.
Last month, orchestrated the alleged leaks of Homeland Security investigations. One of the federal agencies that led to the investigation of Combs in the first place is a law enforcement agency within DHS. The reason a hearing is needed is to determine exactly what DHS did and did not do regarding these leaks, and what the U.S. Attorney's Office did and did not do to stop them. The filing reads, Combs' defense team also gave several examples of unnamed sources quoted in various news stories about the criminal investigation into Combs, and claims that the Department of Homeland Security agents issued this information. Between grand jury leaks and the incendiary public statements, the agents all but ensured that the grand jury would be tainted, as well as the general public, from which we will soon select a jury, their filing read. I mean,
so they're due to appear in court on Thursday. The hip hop superstar was arrested in Manhattan. Okay, this is recapping. He's been in a special housing unit at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center. Okay. And he's maintained his innocence. He's pled not guilty on all federal criminal charges despite mounting civil lawsuits. And I think this is important, right? Diddy is saying on these federal charges, I'm not even about to own this. No, I'm innocent of this stuff. It seems like Diddy is on the civil lawsuit side. He's taking accountability, because even with Cassie, he was like, here's your 30 million, right? Go on somewhere and shut the hell up about all of this, right? So on the civil side, Diddy is going to definitely still probably have some battles. But, with all these people coming out the woodworks 20, 30 years later, honey, there's a thing called statute of limitations, right? And depending on where some of these people are filing, they just probably just blowing smoke at this point, right? But he's saying on this federal stuff, he said, I'm not owning this federal stuff, this sex trafficking thing. If I got like a group of friends in Miami and I fly them out to New York to a party, right? And we just end up all banging at this party, right? That's not sex trafficking, right? Diddy has said in his song so many times, you bring your friends, I'll bring my friends, and we can all be friends. Everybody knew this man was singing about what he was doing, right? Maybe you weren't paying attention to the lyrics, but this man was talking about rendezvous and soirees and swinging shit in his songs, right? Some of y'all not really on Diddy. Y'all on the lawsuit and all this crap of Diddy, but those people who have been on Diddy for like decades, this man has never been coy about group activities. He's never been coy about group activities, right? We've always known the brother was a little saucy. He swings both ways. We've never doubted what the hell it was with Diddy. Okay? If Diddy invited 50 broads to a sex party and they all knew that we gonna party, we gonna drink, we gonna have this, but whatever, y'all, come on now. That's not trafficking these broads. That's not trafficking these broads. Even if he told Lil Rod, go out and get some bitches, right? That's not sex trafficking. That is not sex trafficking. If that's the case, everyday dudes are sex trafficking. Every time they have a house party and they tell their friends to go get some friends and all of them can be friends at this damn party. Now, the other stuff, because there's layers to this Diddy thing, right? There's some evil file stuff that's wrapped up with this deviant, right? So it's like, to me, believe all the things that make more sense, right? Sex trafficking, not going to believe that. I'm not going to believe that. I don't believe he was sex trafficking. Maybe, if he was doing some undercover Illuminati stuff, that's a different thing. But some of these freak off parties, they're kind of questionable for me because they really are. It's like Freaknik. Was Freaknik a big sex trafficking event? Because people were going out there and you already knew what it was if you going out to Freaknik. So, I mean, back in the day, it's like, come on now. So the freak offs, I don't care about those. I do not care about the freak offs. That is like the least on my radar. I care about the children. I care about the children. I care about the children. Okay? That's who I care about. The children. I do care that he will beat a woman to that degree. We saw how he beats women. So I believe that there were a lot of women that got beat by Diddy like that. I do. And not just Diddy. I believe a lot of women got beat by a lot of men in Diddy's circle that he empowered. So I don't believe that Diddy is a saint at all. I definitely think that he is guilty for a lot of just wicked things against other human beings. Right? But all these piles of charges and sex trafficking stuff, I got questions on that. How is it being defined? How is sex trafficking being defined? Right? That's what I care about. So check out the quartering.
I 100% believe he could be a burned federal asset. There's literally no reason to poo-poo that. To think that couldn't possibly be the case, right?
So I agree with Jeremy. I believe that Diddy was an asset. He got too beside himself. He became a rogue asset, and they're taking him out.
This is wild. And of course, you've got basically every major Hollywood celebrity caught up in this. I suspect strongly that this case goes away, or Diddy does. I don't see him getting convicted. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to go as quietly as Jeffrey did. And I suspect that he may have more leverage than Jeffrey did. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, yeah, he is a garbage human.
Here's the difference between Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein. Only Wall Street knew Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't know anything about no Jeffrey Epstein, never heard of the dude until all that stuff started coming out about Jeffrey Epstein. We know about Diddy. He is an icon. He is a legend in his own right. Wicked man. We know that his legacy is tarnished, right? But we know who Diddy is. And I think what it is that if they Epstein Diddy, right, it's just gonna look too obvious. It's just going to look way too obvious because everybody are waking up to at least certain patterns about how things work and how things are organized and how they organize takedowns for people because their patterns are repetitive. These people don't even switch up their methods. So it's like, oh, there's John, let's just say Ted Blue, right? Ted Blue making noise, having some common sense or whatever. What they gonna do? They gonna find about 12 bitches that say that Ted sexually harassed them or Me Too them in some way to take his ass down. We've seen these patterns play out where if we need to take somebody down, we gonna have people coming all out the damn woodworks to accomplish it. And we don't necessarily have to worry about if anything is factual because we can just show a lot of stuff that can get into the public psyche and the opinion, and they'll believe on any old thing, even down to freak-off parties or sex trafficking. All right? So to me, just read between the lines on some of this stuff. Obviously, people feel like, this is an organized takedown. Diddy is a burned asset. Jeremy said it too.
I don't think he's going to go as quietly as Jeffrey did. And I suspect that he
And
has
shout out to the
more,
quartering.
he may have more leverage than Jeffrey did. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, yeah, he is a garbage human. That's on, reveal how Usher brought, quote, beautiful 14-year-old Justin to music mogul Ellie Reed's as a gift, and how it paved the way for the singer's friendship with, I mean,
just a big ass Ponzi scheme.
The wording is diabolical. Basically every musician and Hollywood A-lister is potentially to take a fall for this, especially with the leaks coming potentially in 48 hours, or the A-list celebrity list. We'll stay following all this and try to cut.
Here's the thing. I don't care about seeing celebrities in a pool of sexual pleasure with each other if it's consensual and everybody knows that it's going to happen. I'm not into that stuff, but I think everybody's a grown adult. All right. And if you go to a party and everybody in that party just going to town on each other like they in the Roman Empire, right? Just having sex all around, right? I don't see anything illegal happening here. If everybody is consensual, right? What really, to me, the layers of where Diddy is like a monster is where he leveraged the music mogul Diddy, how he leveraged those artists and dangle. And I want to ask people, because the one person that I feel like has not said anything, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wale. Where is Wale? Where is Wale? Wale is a smart man. He like everybody coming out talking about Diddy, singing like a canary. Everybody got a Diddy story. I have not heard Wale come on a microphone. Has anybody seen Wale come on a microphone? Because supposedly, allegedly, Diddy had one of his bodyguards dangle that man legs like over a building because he was secretly working with Cassie. Remember that? Wale got the shake up. Diddy had to shake him up because he was secretly working with Cassie. Diddy did not want Cassie to be successful. I think that's why Cassie has so much to want to get back at that man for, because he ruined her career. I mean, when Cassie first came out, he wasn't really controlling her like that. Once she got with Diddy, you really didn't see Cassie really dropping music like that. He really controlled that girl's career. And he was shaking up anybody in the industry that wanted to work with her. Wale is not saying anything. Wale the rapper, yeah. Wale, he's not saying anything. I haven't heard Wale come out at all. He's trying to get that out his mind. That baby probably traumatized. And it's funny because Wale's career didn't really go far after that. So Diddy was definitely a gatekeeper to a lot of black artists' success. If you weren't playing ball, he had enough power and influence to stifle people's careers. And I don't really remember hearing too much about Wale after he kind of broke out. The dude just kind of came in and came out. So the brother was definitely stopping people's careers. He was stopping people's flowers. And he was shaking folks up that even got close to wanting to work with Cassie. Hey, look, Wale, you may not like him as an artist, whatever. I think the brother got talent. But he did get the shake up from Diddy. I mean, I guess when you like dangling, by your feet from a tall building, right? You start rethinking a lot of things about life, right? That's that. You got nothing but like those seconds of seeing your life flash before your very eyes to make a decision. I'm never going to work with Cassie again in secret. I'm never going to do anything behind Diddy's back because he's going to dangle me by my legs down a tall building, allegedly. So let me know if y'all hear something from Wale. Wale ain't saying nothing. Everybody's singing like a canary. Diddy did this to me. Diddy did this. Wale like, if it ain't got shit to do with me. He's singing that old Negro hymn. Then it ain't got shit to do with me. Oh Lord, plausible deniability. Wale ain't saying nothing. He was like, I don't know nothing. Right? I don't know nothing. As my grandfather used to be singing, oh Lord, plausible deniability. He didn't want to know shit about shit. He was like, I don't want to know shit about shit. Don't come and tell me about nothing. I don't want to know about nothing. Wale not saying nothing. Wale ain't saying nothing. He's like, y'all going on and sing like a canary. This brother done dangled me down the building, ruined my career, and we don't even know he might beat these charges. He might beat these charges. Ain't like Wale, like, I'm moving on with my life. Y'all do all of that. Y'all do all of that. I don't want no part of it. But anyways, check out Jeremy from the Quartering channel. He posted this yesterday about Diddy. And again, it's called Diddy Bombshell Connection with Homeland Security. Evidence he was a burned asset for the feds. And it's giving burned asset for the feds all day long. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. I got to get ready to take my kids to a play date. We're going to the Science Museum. So you all enjoy your day, and I will catch you on the next one. Love your neighbors as yourself. If you would not abuse yourself, if you would not disrespect yourself, don't abuse or disrespect your neighbor. It's just these little simple things that can make society a little bit more peaceful. A little bit more peaceful. But anyways, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.